Bitch, you guessed it. Fuck yeah! So welcome everyone. So much love to the bitch squad. It is Shanti Tag. Hello. And let's just get straight up into it. I wanted to talk about, let me fix this fucking light. What am I even doing with my light? I don't even know. Sun help. Okay, I'm learning here. Oh my god, I swear to god, if this camera even fucking goes off. Okay, hi everyone. I want to talk about the reason why I do this work. The real reason why I do this work, okay? And it's about exorcism. And it is about emotional health. And it is about how the two are connected. Okay, because it's a big unpack, but let me just tell you the things that I have witnessed in my life, experienced as a youngster, and then also held space for as a professional. Holy shit. So in certain circles, I'm known as the esoteric exorcist. And there is a reason for that, because I would perform exorcisms, we'll call it. Okay, that's what it was compared to. I didn't show up calling it that, but the people that I ended up working with, clients and colleagues, ended up saying, like, dude, you're like literally performing exorcisms with this work. And I'm like, oh fuck, you're right. And I started to really deep dive into the relationship between emotional repression attracting matched low-lying frequency, whether it's physical or non-physical, and then the relationship between healthy emotional expression and liberation, and the relationship between high vibe manifestations, whether that's non-physical or physical. Okay, and so those of you that might be in the spiritual scene or in the kind of ghost hunting scene or whatever the fucking case is, right? And maybe that's not you. Maybe you're new to this. But if that is you, then I'm sure at some point you have experienced or either witnessed the relationship between that stuff, okay, paranormal stuff, parapsychology, whatever, whatever, and emotional health. It's directly related. So it's it's probably the main reason why I do the work that I do with the systematic emotional expression technique that I developed, which was actually just developed by us, nature, literally nature. It's our first fucking language. I just remind you that you can fucking speak it, okay? What was I saying? I don't even know. Time for a cheers, hydration. Hey! Also, yes, hydration. Let's wet the whistle, shall we? I mean, I have been not only a part of myself, right? So I experienced my own, a number of them, what you would call potential kind of like cleansings, exorcisms, whatever you want. Because I've also experienced my own kind of versions of hauntings, and directly, I mean, the open invitation has always been repressed emotion, okay? And I've also, a big part of my career doing this work starting out was house clearing. And I would go to people's houses and I would kind of like clean and clear the haunted house, and fucking 9 times out of 10 it was the people that were inhabiting the space that were bringing, or I'll say this, extending an open invitation to whatever was a match to what they had going on emotionally, okay? And because most of the time when they were experiencing something negative or something unwanted, we were working with a lot of repressed emotion, typically for generations. And so when I'm doing this work, I look at 3 different lines most of the time when I'm doing this work. The soul line, which is like, what's the soul's journey been incarnation to incarnation, whether it's human on planet Earth or another incarnation on another planet, okay? Then I'm also looking at the genetic lineage or the ancestry, which is, your parents, your grandparents, kind of like within the bloodline, yeah? And then the third line, the third line, because that's 3. Okay. The third line I'm looking at is the history line, meaning like what has happened in your particular history as this person, like what's gone on in Shanti Teg's history and Brandy's history, whatever, right? So I'm looking at those 3 lines to see what type of shit got tangled and repressed that's acting as an open invitation. Because remember, like attracts like, whether it's physical or non-physical. Yeah? So what I've noticed is the biggest piece, aside from whatever tools and tips and tricks, and I love all of it. I love all of it. But the biggest, most potent piece to this puzzle of possession, well, hauntings, whatever you want to call it, is the emotional health piece. And how I would hold space and help people kind of heal themselves and clean their own space, okay, is through this systematic way of expression. And I just had a client the other day, you know, it's a newer client going like, I know that like this is the exercise, but I'm not really feeling activated. So I'm like, honey, it doesn't fucking matter. You're going to get it out. Okay. It's a choice. You're not waiting for the feeling to be kind of like inspired and then somehow that inspiration is going to do the work for you. When we're repressed, we have to just choose to do it anyways. It's kind of like going to the gym or flexing any new muscle, so to speak, where it's like, I don't want to do the pull-up because I can't really do the pull-up yet. It doesn't matter. You're going to show up to the pull-up bar and you're going to reach the fuck up and you're going to do your best. So that's how we kind of start this work with the emotional expression techniques in regards to really anything, but in particular, I wanted to talk about why I do this motherfucking work, this shit, my self-serving. And I'm a big fan of self-serving because if you're not doing shit that lights you up, what the fuck are you even doing? So the shit that lights me up the most is this particular piece. When someone is haunted, when a place is haunted, I'm using that. You can use whatever you want. When someone is experiencing a visitor, a possession, a something. I am very close to this stuff. I was plopped down into a real interesting incarnation. I have talked a little bit about this, and I'll continue to talk about some of it. Some of it will remain private because other people are involved. But you know, I'll go into this piece. I had a near-death experience as an infant at the hands of a family member. A family member tried to kill me by suffocating me with a pillow. And I'm not going to name that person's name. And, you know, I've done a lot of healing around it. But the thing is, I was so young, I don't remember. And the only way I really even know about this is this person actually told me. They confessed. So, you know, and that takes fucking balls to do. I appreciate that. That person was going through their own stuff. Again, I was an infant. I was like 6 months old or something like that. But I really do think that we'll call it thinned the veil for stuff, right? For better or for worse. And it's definitely been both. But I chose this. I chose this incarnation. I'm a powerful fucking being. I'm an ancient soul. I came here with a mission to help liberate humans, liberate beings, and have people get in touch with their shit. And yes, that means you. I love this work. Please hear me, bitch squad. Know that I am here for you. And there's so much more. There's so much more to come on this. Okay?